Welcome back to Bloom. The heat is on, and we all know summer can be dangerous, even for our pets. Some of the most common health dangers include dehydration, heat exhaustion, and burnt or infected paws. Joining us with tips to help our dogs beat the summer heat safely is lifestyle expert Anastasia Turchetta. Welcome back to Bloom, Anastasia.
Thank you for having me, Gail. I mean, we live in Florida, so the heat is on, right?
It is.
It's hard to determine, we think we're doing good with our pets by exercising them, but we have to watch because with the heat, we could be harming them.
It's so true. I brought a little bowl for my marble so she could drink on walks, but it's gotten to the point where she's so exhausted that I'm apprehensive to take her out. So what are some of the things we need to think about?
The first thing to think about is what is a safe time to exercise your pet. So clearly early morning and maybe later into the evening after the sun sets, because you're looking at temperature. It's about the temperature of the asphalt or concrete. So skin destruction of a paw pad happens 60 seconds, in a quick 60 seconds on 125 degree sidewalk. I mean, that doesn't sound like much, but in actuality, that's 77 degrees. 77, which down here, that feels like, hey, that's a cold front going through in the summertime, right? So I always do the 7-second rule. My husband and I, before we take Gibbs out, we'll place our hand on the sidewalk for 7 seconds. If it's too hot for us, it's too hot for him. It's a good way to gauge it and learn where can I, take my dog. And especially in places like Florida, when you're looking at bike paths, boating docks, decks, even boats, parking lots, and our sand. I'm from Carolina, so our sand here is not as hot as Carolina.
Is that right? I didn't realize
so it's just different things to think about when you're taking your dog outside.
That is really interesting. I like that, the 7-second test. So back in the day when I had babies, if a binky dropped, it was only there for a couple seconds. It was still clean in my mind.
Exactly.
So 7 seconds. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for your pet. And you have some cool gadgets, I see.
I do. I say grab your gear. So it's like NCIS Special Agent Gibbs would say grab your gear. I say grab your gear. The first thing is about hydration. I mean, I see so many people walking their dogs, and it's important to carry the water with you and make a water stop every 15 to 20 minutes. Now we need that too, but we don't think about that for our pet. So this one particular, it fits in the, in your cup holder in your car. I like it because it's leak proof. I don't know how you drive, but if you've been on I-75, you might be making some turns. And if you tip it over, it's not a big deal. You can see Gibbs drinking out of it, but I mean, this is just so easy to do. You just squeeze it, the water comes up, and you don't waste water because it goes right back into the container versus something that, the collapsible. So for us, that's just so much easier to take with us, and we have that in the car. The second thing would be a cooling vest, and that is, it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, it's activated when you soak it in water. So I completely drench it. This I place into our freezer, and then it's activated, so where we place it on him, when the water evaporates, it also takes the dog's body heat that it's generating with it. So it helps keep him cooler because it's also providing extra shade, and it has a 50+ UPF protection. So it's almost like if we were to wear a t-shirt playing tennis or something to protect us.
Or like a rash guard if you're out at the beach.
Exactly. It's the exact same concept.
That's so cool. What else do you have there?
Now, if you can't walk your dog, like say you're like, you're hypersensitive about the sidewalks now, what can you do? Well, you can put on dog booties. And I will say, the right fit, it sounds funny, and I know we've seen many videos with it, but at least this can help protect the dog booty, your dog's paws from either blistering or getting sore. A lot of groomers will let you know if that happens. It's also important to know that with the dog booties, don't let them on long because their sweat glands are in their paw pads.
Right.
So take them out to do what they're supposed to do and bring them back in and clearly take the dog booties off.
Now, how do you know if your dog is experiencing heat exhaustion?
That's a great question. I mean, I wonder that too because clearly they're going to be panting, right? And you just think, oh, they just need water. Well, heat exhaustion is also a sign of hyperthermia, or it's the same term. So basically their body temperature rises beyond a healthy rate and they can't regulate it. So what to look for is excessive panting. The dog could be confused or disoriented, and then maybe their tongue and gums could be discolored more than normal, more of a blood purple, if you will, like a red purple color. That's something to look for. look for, so you can either get them treatment as soon as you can, being either in shade to help cool them off, or call your vet. Basically, it's also knowing when to say no. We want to take our dogs to restaurants. It's so dog friendly. Know when to say no to car rides. Know when to say no that, it's a little too hot to attend this dog event. Okay. And that's going to keep your pet healthy.
This has been incredibly helpful, Anastasia. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you want more information, you can visit AnastasiaTorchetta.com or GibbsTheHusky.com. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.